Good afternoon. I am hoping you had a great July 4th, and today we start our Christmas in July Travel the World event. It's going to be fun, folks. I hope you enjoy it. So what I'm going to do each day is just tell you a few stories from these trips we've taken. And the first post we had this morning was the North Pole. Of course, we have to start at the North Pole after all. It's Christmas in July. Jack and I took a cruise tour of Alaska a few years back, and actually, if you ever go to Alaska, don't just do the cruise. I used to work for AAA Travel. We always advised our customers to do the cruise tour because the tour gets you into even into Canada and over into the top part of Alaska. Well, we were in Fairbanks, and I think we had a day there or something, and so we hired a driver to take us to the North Pole. And I just wanted to go to the North Pole. So we went there, and the thing that really impressed me about being up there, and you'll see the pictures I posted from the North Pole. I took this picture of that reindeer, which was pretty cool. But they get at the North Pole hundreds of thousands of letters from kids to Santa Claus, just as Santa North Pole, and it arrives in this town. And so I would call it more like a village. Anyway, everybody in the village comes together and they answer personally each one of those letters and sends it back to the child that sent it. I thought that is so impressive. So that was some of my big memories of the North Pole. But the products that we're talking about, and I have to explain something because one of my customers talked to me about this. So, of course, I got a little extra in here, but like PetMed, I got $21. That's your price. And I probably shouldn't have done this hyphen dash or this dash with the number in the box because that's what I'm paying. But I did that because it helps me when I record it. And I marked down because this comes out of my commission. That's probably why I put a dash, because it's subtracting out of my commission. But your cost is actually this, and my cost is this. So don't subtract this $2 from this, because this. So for the PetMed, you'll be paying $21, and I'll be paying $2 of your PetMed. So that's just how I did it. And I already made 18 posts. I'm not going to go back and go and delete all those hyphens. So just know that that's what it is. Anyway, we have the pet mitt and the pet towel. And we use the pet mitt a lot because the dogs come in from outside and they're wet or whatever. And so we use this a lot. It's just a mitt you put on your hands. And if you wash your pets, you can actually wet this and wipe them down and just give them a quick bath without getting them in the tub. So this is the pet mitt, and then we have the pet towel, which is nice too, and that's probably especially nice for those of you that actually do wash your pets in like a tub or something. You'll see it's got the little pet thing on it, but what's nice about this, and I think I've shown it to you before, that each side has these pockets. See, so you can actually put your hand in one, and on the other side, put your hand in the other one, and actually wrap your pet up and wipe them dry. Jack and I don't wash our dogs. We take them somewhere and they clean them. But we do put these on the floor, and Jack has them trained to come in and stand on these and sit on these while he wipes their paws and gives them their treat. So anyway, this is the pet towel. Quite large actually. And then we have the rubber brush, and I don't know why I included that on this, but you can actually brush your pet and get some of the extra hair off. They like that. They think you're being really nice to them, so they do that. But I use this every day when I walk on the trail, nature trail, because my feet, get full of, not my feet, my tennis shoes, get full of sand and gravel and stuff. I don't want to bring that into the house. So I clean off the bottom of my insides of my shoes every day I walk the trail. And also, of course, it's used to wipe off your your dry mop pad into the garbage can and get all the dog hair and crumbs and stuff off. I use it which I need to do. And unfortunately, we're going to have some car stuff on sale, so it's probably when I'm going to have to do it. But to clean like the rubber mats in the bottom of your car with water and just clean them off good. Oh, there's so many uses. You can use it in Iowa. We had carpet on the steps. It was hard to vacuum, so I would take and brush all the steps and get all that dog hair, and then we could just pick it up with the vacuum real easy. You can use it on rugs. Oh gosh, so many uses for this dandy little rubber brush, and then you just put it under the faucet and wash it. It's great. I love the rubber brush. This is something that I use often. And then I have in here the kids Pet to Dry and the kids woodland set and the woodland blanket. I don't have them to show you because I've given them all to my grandkids. But this is really cool, this woodland set. It comes with the Fox, Pet to Dry, these three washcloths are part of it, and they're small. It comes with this hooded towel, and you can see this kid wearing this hooded towel, and then this gift bag, or this bag. And so it's actually really nice. It's called a tote bag, so kids can use it to put their toys in and carry it around. But what I did is I put all this stuff inside of it with a card because I gave it to my new baby granddaughter. And so I used this is a gift bag, but the kids then later can carry books in it or whatever they want to do because it's all got these really cute animals. It's a new design that kids love with reindeer and all kinds of animals on it. So, and then I also put this big bath towel up here. No, it's a blanket. It's a blanket. It's big. I gave this, actually I stuffed that in there too. But it comes in this little pouch, and it's thin like our beach towels, but it's big, and it's a really nice little summer blanket. Or you can put it on the floor, which I remember when my kids were babies or my grandkids. You know, it's nice to put something on the floor that they can lay on and crawl on because you don't really want them on, carpet and stuff like that. So this blanket's really nice too. So I actually took that and put it into this package and gave it all to my brand new granddaughter. So these, and then, there's other, let's see if I can find them. Oh yeah, these are other Pet to Dries besides the Fox. And what's nice about these is they hang, and then kids can wipe their hands, and whatever they miss when they're washing, it'll clean the 99% bacteria off. The only thing different is this kitten is less expensive than the unicorn and the dragon, or whatever it is. What is it anyway? It's over here on page 15. Yeah, this dragon. Green dragon, purple unicorn, the fox. But the gray kitten is less expensive. So if you want the gray kitten, I charge you $17 and paying $3 of it. So that's the only difference for Alaska North Pole. Now let's move on to a very interesting country, and that's what you're seeing today, is Russia. So let me explain. When I married Jack, he'd gone on a mission trip to Russia once, and then right after we got married, about a month later, he went on his second trip. So the next 2 years after that, I joined him on that mission trip to Russia. And what we did was we were able to teach American culture subjects into the school system on their break. They had like a winter, I don't know, it was a break that the kids weren't in school, but they had to sign up. And then they actually had people in there spying on us too to make sure, because we weren't supposed to talk about like Bible stuff unless it's related to the culture. Like Jack did American holidays. Well, talks about Christmas. Well, of course, that has to do with Jesus. And so we were able to drop in stuff like that, but we had to be really careful. And then there was a Bible college in Russia that we partnered with, and those kids went with us too. They're not kids, they were college age. And they could actually talk about Christian things. And so it was kind of like VBS, sort of, but it was called American Culture. Well, these kids, Russian kids, had never seen Americans. And of course, we weren't too familiar with Russians either. And so it was a great experience for everybody. And what I have found as I've traveled a lot of the world is that people are about the same everywhere you go. It's their governments that are different. And even now today, of course, we can't be in contact with them, but we have Christian friends in Russia that my heart just breaks for because they're in a really difficult situation right now. But we went to Russia, and it was kind of hard. They were hard trips. The second trip I went, as soon as I got off the airplane in Moscow and smelled the smell, I thought, why did I come back? But it's hard because they take you on a 3-hour journey to a little town, Vladimir. And from there, you're in this, it's dark by then, and you're in this building, and these Russian people come, and you're assigned to them, because that's where you're staying, in another little village somewhere. And they just pick you up in the dark, and you're sitting in this dark car with these people that don't hardly know English. It's an interesting experience. Well, Jack and I, both years I went, we stayed with the English teacher. So she knew, we could speak with her. The husband the first year couldn't. But, they live, Moscow and St. Petersburg are their show cities. When you get out into those little villages, it's a terrible situation for these people. Their streets are all potholes. This first couple we stayed with, Valentina was her name. And I can't remember his name. He's died now. But they stayed in what we would call like an apartment building, except they own the apartments. So you walk into this really dingy stairway and you go up. And that apartment building we stayed in the first year, their boiler hadn't worked for 3 years. And so it was so cold. They gave us their bed, and it was a 1-bedroom apartment sort of thing. And I don't know, they slept in the living room. I'm not quite sure what they slept on. And they gave us the only heater they had, which I put my hand over that electric heater, and you could really hardly feel any heat coming out of it. And so we slept in all our clothes. There was no hot water, so we couldn't take a hot shower. And then we'd walk through snowbanks to get to the school. The school didn't have any heat on it either, so all the kids were dressed in their winter coats, snow boots. We kept our gloves on as much as we could. It was cold in there. And so, they have some pretty rough, it's like a third world country almost when you get down to those villages, but I'll never forget. And you'll see the picture here. Let me turn the page to Russia. This picture of us was taken in a forest, and I'll tell you that story because it's pretty hilarious. One of the days of our camp, we were in Russia like 10 days, but one of the days was a national holiday. And so the Russian leaders decided to take the Americans to a picnic. I thought, a picnic in the wintertime, yeah. And it was in a forest, and there was no bathrooms at all. I mean, we were like in the middle of a forest. You could see the birch trees in the back there. And they were cooking shashlik for us, which is like shish kebab. So they had a submarine commander cooking the shashliks. And then this lady, they had several people, but this lady, Russian lady, big lady, I called her the Gestapo because the shashliks were taking too long to cook. And so she came to us Americans, she said, "We are going on a walk." And I go, "Oh, we're going on a walk through the forest." All right. So she took us and marched us through the forest, and we were actually walking past some houses. And she actually went into somebody's yard, opened the gate, walked us right into their yard. She didn't know those people from Adam. And those people come out of their house like, "What's going on? Here's all these Americans in this yard." Well, they wanted to invite us in for vodka. Of course, we weren't drinking vodka. We were from a Christian organization and at a camp. And so we didn't have to go in the house, but they showed us their banya. Their banya in Russian, they all have them, is, at least the country ones do, it's like a steam bath. they heat it with wood, and it gets a lot hotter than American saunas. It's like up to 170 degrees, and so it's really hot. And they showed us this outdoor banya, and anyway, it was quite an experience. And then when we were done visiting with this couple we didn't know, and she didn't know from Adam, she marched us back, and then they fed us this picnic, and then we left. It was like a really weird experience. Well, during that same trip, this same lady, they took us to it was like a banya that was like in a building. And I was happy because we could get a shower there. And, you know, we didn't have a shower in the place we were at because there was no hot water. So she took us into this, they separated us, men and women. Well, the men went first. We were sitting in a room, and we could hear the men. So what happens is they put you in this really, really, really hot steam bath, and then they take these twigs, I don't know what kind of tree they're from, and they beat you with the twigs because it stimulates you, and then they send you out and have you jump into this cold ice pool of water. Well, when the men jumped in the pool, we heard them screaming. It was like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to do that. So, so after the men were done, then the women went, and we experienced that sauna with the beating of the twigs. And then they wanted us to jump in that cold pool, and like none of us ladies said, no, we're not going to do that. So they led us to the room that had the showers. I was so grateful to wash my hair and get all cleaned up. Then this Gestapo lady, she comes into me and she says, she looks at my pores or something, must think I need help. And she wanted to smear honey all over me, my face and stuff, for my pores. And I stood my ground on that. I thought, man, I just got cleaned up. My hair is clean. There's no way this woman's going to smear honey all over me. And so I refused, and she was not happy, but I don't care. I wasn't going to do it. So anyway, that was quite an experience, our picnic in the woods. So this picture up here on the map, this is the mission team that went from Illinois, and that's Red Square and the St. Basil's Cathedral. You know, when I was in high school, I read a book about, I can't remember the name of it now. It was about this guy that would smuggle Bibles into Russia. I never dreamt ever in the world I would be standing in Red Square myself, and that was really that was a huge experience. On our way back from this mission trip, we stopped in Moscow, spent a little time, and then we went up to St. Petersburg, and that's what this is. This is St. Catherine's Castle that we went to. It was really beautiful. So our Russia trip was pretty interesting, but you know, those kids are just like kids that we have. Kids are kids around the world, and they really, I think, enjoyed getting to know Americans because they probably had been taught we were the enemy, which probably now is what they're being taught again. But when we went on this would have been 2001 and 2002 that I went to Russia. So that's my Russia trip. And today we're going to be talking about towel sets. And you know I love the towel sets. I wish I'd had Norwex when I went to Russia. Those towel sets would have been nice. Because they clean you up really good, they dry fast, they self-sanitize, you can use them over and over. So I got a towel set, they're the 5-piece. What makes them a 5-piece is, and I just have this one right now, the bath towel, the hand towel, and the 3 washcloths. And that makes the 5-piece. So this is a set. There's 2 striped ones and 3 solid color towel sets. So if you decide that you would like a towel set, just let me know what color. They're on page 9 of your catalog. Then we have the Ultra Plush towel set, which I sold. I don't have it. That's on page 7. That comes in 2 colors. And then there's 5 different sets of these body cloths, which come in different color packs. Some are the same and some are different. Like this one's got 3 colors in it. So got that, and then I have an individual price for the bath towels and the hand towel in case you just want to add to your collection. Then we have the kids towel, which is on page 34 in your catalog. Let me get it. And I gave these to my older grandkids. Oh, it's not 54. Kids towel is page 16. Sorry about that. Here, it comes in this yellow with pretty trim, or a blue with an orange trim, and I gave those to my grandkids for Christmas one year. We actually took them someplace and they put their embroidered their names on the towels, and I noticed when I went home in April, I gave them to gave these to them a few years back. They're of course still using them, and they had them hanging in the bathroom. I thought that was cool. So these are really big, and they're really plush. These are really nice bath towels for kids. So we have that, and then of course, can't forget the chenille hand towels. The chenille hand towels come in 6 colors, and it's on page 10 of your catalog. So if you want any of these items, and they hang, so you can use them in I use them in the kitchen. I use the hand towels in the bathroom, but I use these in my kitchen, which are really nice because I bought, you can hang them in Iowa. I hung them. I didn't hang them. I hung them on my my stove? Whatever was close to the sink that had a handle. I think it was my dishwasher, and I hung it there. But here, my dishwasher doesn't have a handle, so I bought a little hook thing that I hook over the door under my sink, and then I hang it on that, so it's really handy to wipe my hands on. But these are wonderful. I love these chenille hand towels. So, those are the morning and the noon specials. We went from the North Pole all the way across the ocean in our Santa sleigh to Russia. Where will we go tonight? Oh, you'll have to wait to see. I'll be doing another video tonight. Well, late afternoon. No, tonight. Anyway, I'll be back. Bye.